Okay, hey guys. Nathan reminded me of a story earlier today, and in this story, it's post 9/11. The government decided that some of our military installations needed an amplified presence, so they activated the National Guard and the reserves, and they sent us out to be bodies on the fence. And at this particular place, the Red River Army Depot in New Boston, Texas, it was our job to drive the fence line. So there was this 8-foot tall chain link fence with barbed wire on top, and on the inside of that fence there was a road that went all the way around it. That was our job. Lots of woods, lots of everything. It was just a big place. So one day I'm driving the Humvee like normal. Sergeant Frizzell's in the passenger seat on his phone doing schoolwork. In the back seat I've got Walden, and we drive in the middle of the night. Right, this is dark. The only light is our headlights, and we've got a spotlight that we shine out the window, but otherwise it's just stars. So Walden, he's in the back seat. He goes, "Oh my God, look, there's somebody running in the woods." So we all look, and he goes, "I don't see anything." And he goes, "There's a lady in a white dress running through the woods. I saw her, that she was there." So we get out, stop the car, shine the lights, call for people, look around. There's nothing. It was a figment of sleep deprivation and imagination. Not a big deal. We go on. About a month later, it's almost Halloween, and we're thinking, let's think of some practical joke we can do to one of the other crews while they're out driving. Maybe we can. And I said, how about we dress somebody up in a white dress and have them run through the woods? Walden didn't think that was nearly as funny as I did. And he says to me, well, maybe you can just strip naked and be a gorilla out there and scare everybody. So I started to do an impersonation of a gorilla while I was driving the Humvee, and I was, and I beat the windshield of the Humvee. I thought lightly, it wasn't so light, and I put a giant crack all the way down corner to corner. It was messed up pretty bad. I take kind of a second to look at it. Sergeant Frizzell's still on his phone doing college, and I say, "Hey Chief, aren't these Humvee windshields, aren't they bulletproof?" And he's looking at his phone. He goes, "I don't." And he looks up and sees the crack and follows it down and goes, "No, they're not." So he's stressing now because he's in charge, and he's like, "Oh my God, I don't know what I'm going to do." And I said, "It's simple. I'm just gonna, whenever we get back, I'm just gonna tell them what I did and that I broke it. It was all on me. You had nothing to do with it." And so that's what we did. Whenever we finish our day, we pull up. Sun's coming up. Sergeant Ruffin's sitting at the table with a cup of coffee, and he's putting the mean mug into the newspaper that he's reading. And I stop the Humvee and I get out and I say, "Hey Chief, I'm sorry. It's sort of an accident, but I broke the windshield of the Humvee while we were doing rotations last night." And of course, he's the E6. He's already upset because he has to, drink his Motrin with his coffee. And he says, "What did you do?" I was honest with him, and I said, "Well, I was doing a impersonation of a gorilla, and I whapped the windshield harder than I should have, and I broke it." And he kind of, "What?" And he looks over at Sergeant Frizzell, like, is he telling the truth? And Sergeant Frizzell, of course, he's like, "Yeah, that's what happened." So he's like, "That's too stupid to be believed. If the commander asks you what happened, tell him something better than that." And that was the end of it. So I forgot about that story until I told it to Nathan earlier today. So now I'm telling the world. So have fun.